The universe is your friend. The universe, life, existence, reality is trying to help you grow. So how does it do that? How does life help us grow? Well, life is an iterative process. If we believe the stories of the Big Bang, we see that life starts with a dense mass of relatively simple energy and expands, gets bigger, and as time expands, gets longer. And as patterns iterate and mutate and then collide in sexual orgasm and synergy, giving birth to new patterns of energy, life continues to get longer, bigger, and more complex. And as it does so, refracted through the lens of thought, which gives rise to feeling, which participates in our choices, our actions, our way of being, our sensation, byproducts are produced. Now, everyone wants to feel sustainably better. Everyone wants to avoid chronic and unnecessary pain. And yet here we are. Here you and I are in a lot of pain, a lot of fear of pain, and what looks like a scary and painful world. Scary because there's so much pain there. We're all afraid, ultimately, of pain. Pain that has happened in the past, that will continue to happen in the future, until we develop a higher competency of intelligence, a higher level of skill than we had before, right? Because when everyone desires to feel better, but feels the way they are, the gap can be measured in competency. And the pain will persist in a cycle until we stop running from the fear and run towards the issue, at least mentally, and use pain as a motivation. Nobody wants to feel pain. People are afraid of feeling pain. So that fear of pain can be a motivation to consciously learn a higher level of skill so as not to create more pain. Now, at a high level of love, a high level of service, life supports us in becoming more than we were. If life was perfect, we would remain infants. Why stand? Why learn to talk? Why study mathematics? Why learn boxing? Why learn to make a sail? Why learn to read if life is perfect, right? When all you have to say is ooh and ah, and the perfect envelope of divine love, a beautiful mother that adores you for the rest of eternity, only you, right? There's nothing wrong with that picture. There's no reason to change anything. And yet, you and I remain an infant in an idyllic trap. So the journey begins of becoming more when the milk is withdrawn, when the nipple is not always available, when something happens that's traumatic and we realize we don't want to feel this helpless anymore, we've got to do something about it, right? We learn to crawl, we learn to talk so we can get more of what we desire and need, because it's not ideal. It's never ideal. There's always something better, and life always desires more. The more pain we experience, the more fear of pain that we have. The more fear that we have, the more consciousness we have, the more motivation we have to do something to respond to it. Right? If it's too overpowering, we curl up into a ball and regress. But if it's not too overpowering, we get up, we seek, we take steps, we try and learn how to get bigger than what we are afraid of, so that the wave that could have drowned us at 2 years old is now fun to surf at 20 years old with a little bit of skill, so that the recession that was once life traumatizing is now a wave to ride in an investment protocol that includes upturns and downturns. Right? Life seeks to become more, bigger, longer, more complex. And it does that by taking something simple, an infant, and iterating them through to becoming a unique adult. An infant doesn't want to become an adult. An infant wants a perfect parent. An adolescent doesn't want to become an adult. They want a just and simple and honorable world that is the way it should be. But it isn't, right? Life gives us the imperfect and pain as medicine to grow us into something bigger than we are, bigger than we were, right? And eventually that becomes fun, right? Once you get the hang of it, once the wave stops almost drowning you, it becomes fun to surf, fun to master the wave. And life, in all of its iterations, in all of its densities, in all of its scales, is a pattern of waves, a pattern of cycles, atomic cycles, molecular cycles, right? Time cycles. Right? Life is a wave. And our choice is to be battered by that wave, or to understand it, attune ourselves with it, and become masters. Life's unwelcome gift is the pain and fear necessary to figure it out again and again and again, until we master the wave.